Hi. I thought maybe once I started doing these I Get Email segments that people would start sending me these kind of emails. But they didn't, and here we have some more. I get hate mail from the hand tool extremists pretty regularly. The latest one said, "You can't seriously call yourself a woodworker when you don't use hand tool." He did say hand tool singularly. I actually do have a bunch of hand tools. At least I think most of these qualify as hand tools. Whatever. I don't use hand tools because I suck at using them, and I recognize that as one of my shortcomings, so I don't force it. If you are better than me with hand tools and power tools, good on you. I'm proud of you. I like people like that. But I know it has to be frustrating knowing that I don't use hand tools and by your rules shouldn't be in woodworking, but here I am anyway. And last year, around 11 million people came to visit my non-hand tool website. Go figure. Even the governor of North Carolina has someone that sends me emails. Though I usually don't read them, the latest email bomb got my attention with this title that says, "Governor Bev Perdue officially recognizes Save the Frogs Day." Later in the email, it explained that this recognition is intended to raise awareness of disappearing amphibian populations, which makes sense if they are disappearing. To further justify the governor taking the time to tell me about frogs, the email notes that this whole issue was prompted by a 13-year-old girl who had written the governor about it. I think that I was most impressed that the government had the good sense to listen to a 13-year-old. In light of everything that's been happening on both sides of the political aisle, there's a very good chance that this 13-year-old is way smarter than any of them are. I am, however, concerned about the government employee that figured a webmaster of a woodworking site would need this frog story. I recently discovered that there's people that follow how often I change my Contact Us page on my website. From the first week that I posted that page, I've had a line above the phone number that says that newwoodworker.com isn't the store and we don't sell the products that we review. Despite that line on the page, I get a couple of phone calls every week from people that want to order a machine or a part for a machine. And I know that they had looked at this page and read right below this big thing that says we don't sell them. So every once in a while, I'll make this line bigger. And I've got it about as big as I can get it on the page. The next day after I did all this, I got 4 of these calls asking for parts or machines. Now I'm thinking about trying to develop some kind of shock, but not so much awe page to snap these folks out of the fog they seem to be in. Yeah, like that. And this is my favorite in this month's email. I got this email from a fellow that makes a point out of contradicting me on one of the woodworking forums whenever he sees me on there. He never seems to feel the need to write me, though, when he's feeling happy, if he in fact ever gets happy. The latest email said, "Where's your story on rebuilding electric motors?" That's all it said. I answered saying that I did not have such a story on my site. He replied, "I know that now. What did you do with it?" I replied that I never had such a story on my site. And keep in mind that those who know me are sure that any video I make about electrical stuff is liable to turn into some kind of suicidal snuff video. I don't get along with electric very good at all. I replied, "I am seldom sure while you are sure of many things you say. If we could stick to reality, a lot of this stuff would be easier." He did reply, but the only words in an email that I can say are, and I'll do these in order. It says, "You're the biggest I know. I hope you eat and die." I replied, "Boy, I'll bet that felt good. Bite me."